beyond time, from beyond the outer limits of your imagination. He's the master of the flying guillotine. And he's ready to blow your mind. With more nerve-shattering special effects than you have ever seen before. It's a trip into a world where warriors from the ends of the universe meet in combat that knows no boundaries. A world where silent soldiers of death try everything in their power to conquer the most gruesome weapon ever conceived. See special visual effects filmed entirely in Super Cinevision as the master of the flying guillotine encounters the most amazing creatures in this or any world. As he experiences the most spectacular adventures the mind can imagine. The master of the flying guillotine.
He was the best. He killed the rest. The master killer. The master of the martial kung fu art. Revenge drove him on. Vengeance would be his. The Manchu warlords would pay for their crimes. See the master killer, the greatest artisan of kung fu. He is the best. The master killer. Rated R from World Northall.
With a big difference. The strength of their missing limbs is transferred to their bodies to make them totally invincible. They become the crippled masters. The story of two young men who are cut off in their prime. They seek revenge, but they're handicapped by their limited knowledge of kung fu, never by their will. The crippled masters. Life wasn't easy, but they never expected it to be. And then there are the so-called normal people. It is hell in the crippled heaven.
Here it is. There. How did you get it? Huh? Come on. Don't hit me.
The crippled masters, up against impossible odds. The crippled masters are not to be stopped. They train themselves to become the real masters.
Help me! Come quickly!
The Crippled Masters. They are Frank Shum and Jack Com. Featuring also the Yoga Grandmaster Ho. You'll see it all in The Crippled Masters, coming soon to this theater.
American International presents Bamboo Gods and Iron Men. From Harlem to Hong Kong and across the China Sea, where the fate of the world lies in the belly of an idol. And the naked fist is deadlier than a bullet. They fear the name, the fame, and the fury of Black Cal Jefferson, the champ. He challenged the masters of the martial arts and hit them right where they live, in the land of Bamboo Gods and Iron Men.
Now, what if the Buddha was more than just a Buddha? What would you have then?
I don't know. Suppose you tell me.
You would have a perfect smuggling device.
There was nothing in the Buddha.
What about the Buddha?
I don't know, but apparently there was something inside it.
What would that something be?
Oh, man, I haven't got the faintest idea.
You sound like a man who's trying to hide something.
Is it possible that the black man discovered the contents of the Buddha and made a switch? It's possible.
Just do as I say, and you won't get hurt.
Mr. Jefferson, I've got your wife, and you've got something that I want.
I don't know what you want.
If you tip the police or mention this to anyone, your wife is as good as dead.
Need immediate assistance. Repeat, immediate assistance.
Black Cal Jefferson. He matched a left hook and a right cross against the skills of the Kung Fu Killers and beat them at their own lethal game. Black Cal Jefferson. He carved a path of vengeance and violence across the land of Bamboo Gods and Iron Men.
Any martial artist realizes that violence is counterproductive to what you really want to be doing, although it is necessary at times. In the advice that Krishna gives, he says that when it's time to fight, you have to fight. In the school at UCLA, we became friends. We met by a mutual friend, a guy that writes for Black Belt magazine.
Conceived by Bruce Lee as the first international Black American Chinese motion picture ever made, featuring two superstars, Bruce Lee and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Plans for the last game of death ended suddenly with Bruce Lee's tragic death. Now, through the miracle of motion pictures, we bring you the story and the film that superstar Bruce Lee wanted you to see, intended his millions of fans the world over. Goodbye, Bruce Lee. His last game of death. In memory of the dragon.
He sure knows how to fight for his defense. In starting all his limbs are tense. Power glistens in his eyes, he strikes terror with his cry. He's the king of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. Let him show what he can do. He's the king of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. Let him show what he can do. He uses every human capability. With a fingertip sensitivity. His Kung Fu courage in motion. It's a massive dynamic explosion. Power fills his eyes as he strikes. Terror with his cries. He's the king of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. Let him show what he can do. He's the king of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. King of Kung Fu. Let him show what he can do.
Terry Levine proudly presents an Aquarius Films release of an Atlas International Films Goodbye, Bruce Lee, his last game of death, in memory of the dragon. Rated R. Unleashed to wreak vengeance on the evil ones who brought about his untimely death. 5 years ago, Bruce Lee, king of Kung Fu and undisputed master of the martial arts, was buried, but not before making a deal with the Black Angel of Death. Now, his tormented soul returns as Bruce Lee fights back from the grave.
Damn you!
Faces every contest, the fighters, the killers, the mobsters, the slime of the underworld, the bad and the beautiful. Bruce Lee fights back from the grave. Mysteriously, through his immortal inner forces, Bruce Lee made a spiritual agreement with the invincible and unbeatable Black Angel of Death to free him from the torment and prison of his grave. Can Bruce Lee defeat the invincible and unbeatable, the Black Angel of Death? See if you dare. A supernatural action American movie starring Bruce Lee. The dragon never died. He was just waiting for the moment when he could return from the grave to seek revenge. Warning, due to the constant action seen in this picture, the producer requests that persons under 17 be accompanied by an adult. Bruce Lee fights back from the grave.
If you like The Chinese Connection, Enter the Dragon, The Return of the Dragon, and The Real Bruce Lee, you are going to love the King of Kung Fu. He's back. And he's up to his old tricks. Just when you thought you had seen all of his films, he's back as the King of Kung Fu. Just when you thought you had seen everything there is in the martial arts, along comes the King of Kung Fu. With more different kinds of action than ever imagined before. With positively, absolutely the greatest cast ever assembled in one motion picture, such as Yang Si, the incredible Bruce, the Mad Monk, the Snake Man, the possessed demon of Kung Fu, the Shaolin magician, Poison Fingers, the Incredible Ape, and countless others. And last but not least, Abdul the Giant. The King of Kung Fu, already an all-time classic. This is the film that others will be judged by. This is the ultimate muscle talks and bullshit walk. He's back and he's up to his old tricks. In color, coming soon, rated R.
Only one man in the world could play the part. Bruce Lee, starring in Bruce Lee, the Man, the Myth. Bruce Lee was his friend in life. Bruce Lee was his understudy in the movies. Bruce Lee was his student in the martial arts. Every move, every kick and hit reminds you of his master. Based on the life and times of the most incredible human fighting machine the world has ever known. Bruce Lee, the Man, the Myth. Bruce Lee, taking on all comers in all martial arts, in all corners of the world. A 6th degree black belt in Kung Fu, a master in 3 forms of Wing Chun, a master in Taekwondo. No wonder he fights like his master.
You must announce that you are dead. Your wife, your children, your friend, and above all, your work, that's gone. You will live as a recluse for 10 years.
Many believe Bruce Lee is still alive, a recluse, preparing to return in 1983, 10 years from the day of his disappearance.
All new, all true, his true story, proving without a doubt his famous statement, "To tell you the truth, I could beat anyone in the world." Coming to this theater soon.
He walked like him. He talked like him.
Give me 5, yo mama, get down.
He even cooked like him. He wanted to be just like Bruce Lee. So he regulated his diet, began intensive training, and learned to live like a great samurai master.
You must know Kung Fu.
Oh yeah, I once stepped in it.
And as his reputation spread throughout the land,
Lei, Give that man his purse back.
He lived a life of non-stop action. Little time for rest or relaxation. Deadly killers hunted him. And every woman wanted him.
Now, as long as you wear this, I'm not going to make love to another man.
Me neither.
He was a man that women would fight for. Great teachers respected. And his wisdom was sought by everyone.
The most important thing in life is broad.
Amen.
It's the birth of a great American hero.
They call me Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
No, Bruce.
Chinese boy got a funny mouth.
Mm-hmm. They call me Bruce, a superhero America can believe in.
The clones of Bruce Lee.
The respected and loved Chinese superstar Bruce Lee has just died.
Starring Dragon Lee, Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lai.
Suddenly and without warning, he fell into a coma today.
The clones of Bruce Lee brings a new dimension to martial arts films.
Scientists and police made a momentous decision. They would create the clones of Bruce Lee. These identical specimens of the late Bruce Lee are trained in all the martial arts through scientific techniques. The clones of Bruce Lee, starring Bruce Lai, Bruce Lee, Bruce Tai, and Dragon Lee. The clones of Bruce Lee, coming to this theater soon.
My name is Linda Lee Cadwell, and I was married to Bruce Lee. We were married for 9 years, from 1964 until his untimely death on July 20th, 1973. He had been eagerly anticipating the premiere of Enter the Dragon, which was to take place at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood in August of 1973. Unfortunately, he did not get to attend that gala event. However, he did get to see the final version of Enter the Dragon, and all his work had been completed on it. And he loved it. Between the time of his death in July and the premiere in August, there were some scenes that were cut from the film, particularly in the philosophical areas. He had a goal in mind. He knew what he wanted to communicate martial arts-wise, philosophically-wise, through this film, and he was very determined to make his dream part of this movie. Those scenes have been restored in this revised version, this uncut version, and it is very fortunate that many viewers will be introduced to Enter the Dragon and to Bruce in the version that he loved the most. Bruce would be most proud to say, and to have people say about him, that he was a real human being. He was vibrant and he was full of life, and he was the real thing. So today, when you are watching this version of Enter the Dragon, I hope you will think of Bruce watching it way back in July of '73, and perhaps imagine him sitting next to you, watching it, enjoying every moment of it in the full version as he intended it to be shown.